My name is Paul Kimani. I welcome you to my YouTube channel, Paul Kimani N.W. Please make sure that you subscribe and share. Today I'm going to discuss a very important topic. I'm going to speak about those who may be feeling so much broken and maybe you don't know where you would want to run to. The Bible says in 2 Timothy chapter 2 and verses 2 and 3 that, and the things that you have heard me teach in front of many witnesses, entrust them to reliable men who shall be qualified to teach others. And this is exactly what I am doing. The things that the Lord has taught me is what I'm going to teach us, or rather to help us go through in this video. Verse 3 says, like a good soldier, endure hardship. I want to speak to the soldiers of Christ out there who may be feeling so much broken, and I would want to tell you that there is hope. Maybe you're out there and you're feeling like the only best thing you can ask for is death. Shame is written all over your face. And when you think of what to do in life, you feel that you're broken beyond repair. But I want to remind you, or rather to let you know, that there is no version of you that is too bad that God cannot create a story out of. Maybe you went through a lot of things that you felt that they are taking you farther and farther from your will, farther and farther from the desires of God. I want to give you 5 important points that are going to help you to rise up all over again from the dust, from the grass into the grace of God. Point number 1, it is obvious you would want to feel alone. And it is obvious that through the thicks and things of life, you're going to feel lonely. But point number 1, in as much as you feel alone, please don't be alone. In as much as the whole society seems not to be understanding you, there's always one person out there who can be able to understand whatever you are going through. At times we think or we feel that we are messed up so much just because we do not share. Actually, if you moved out there and shared with people, you're going to realize that it is not only you who is going through what you're going, and in fact some of them are going through worse moments. Therefore, it is okay to feel like you would want to die. It is okay to feel like life has beaten you up. It is okay to feel that you would want to be alone, but don't be alone. Point number 2 is that do not get offended by people. At times when you go through the hassles and the tussles and the shame of life, people will tend to speak a lot. Some are going to speak so negatively, others are going to speak so positively. Actually, it is the high point you understand that not everybody who is going to understand what you're going through, and not everybody who is out to encourage you. Some of them will be out judging and wondering, how comes you can do such? How comes you can be going through this? Do not be offended by people. At times it's also good to listen to negative criticism, because some of them could be speaking out exactly the mind of an angry God who is so much offended with what you're going through, or rather with what you have done. But all I can encourage you is that do not get offended by people. In the real sense, learn to understand them rather than forcing people to understand you. My point number 3 is that you share with the like-minded people. There's always a person out there who is willing to listen, to help you, and to walk with you in the issues that you're going through. Get the people who encourage you. Get the people who remind you your worth. Get the people who remind you your importance, and share with such people. My point number 4 is that do not run away from the fellowship of believers. Hebrews 10:24 and 25 says that do not neglect the meeting together of brethren, as some are in the habit of doing. Actually, it is normal to feel like that, to feel like you would want to stay at the back seat and to run away from people, but don't run away. Why? The enemy of your soul works in isolation. The moment he isolates you, he is well aware that he is able to terminate you. He is well aware that he is able to destroy you. Anytime you run away from the fellowship of believers, in the real sense, you are running astray. So if you run away, you will run astray. Don't run away from people. Point number 5, which is so much important, is that in all these things, run to God. He is able to mend the broken heart. He is able to bind you up. He is able to restore you, and is able to give you a future and a hope. For he alone understands your struggles. The Bible says in Hebrews that we do not have a high priest who is not able to sympathize with us, but he was tempted in all ways like we have been tested, and he overcame. Therefore, he is able to understand. He is able to sympathize with your weaknesses. Thank you so much